Welcome. My name is Caroline Maurer, and I'm the Dean for the School of Business, Education, and Social Sciences. And I want to welcome you to the second annual Impact Venture Challenge. Last year, the passion of two young men, Dylan Thomas and Ebby DeGoo, along with the leadership of Professor Brian Nejma and much hard work from many others, launched this amazing event. So what is an Impact Venture Challenge? Well, maybe it's because I like candy, but when I think about it, I'm reminded of those commercials where peanut butter and chocolate kind of converge into something wonderful, like a Reese's peanut butter cup. Well, the same kind of magic happens when you take strong business plans and converge them with meeting the needs of today's society. A social entrepreneur is born. They are visionaries with passion to make a difference in this world, and they create solutions to issues using business plans and ideas. I remember last year, as we were thinking about what to name this event, many ideas were tossed about, including Falcon Tank, instead, kind of like Shark Tank. But the picture of a bird in a tank, don't go there. It was a little odd. So we came up with the name Impact Venture Challenge. It was a great name, but the wisdom of choosing the word impact really hit me this past January when I was traveling in Africa. While traveling through the city, I was contemplating the needs of the school I was visiting. The school had many, many needs, many of which could be addressed if they just had some financial resources. Then it hit me. We need a business to generate some income that can impact this school. I immediately thought of the Impact Venture Challenge. However, they didn't let me in the competition. This evening, we will witness 6 teams that share their business plan to address a social need. We will hear their vision for making an impact in the world. The path for the teams to get here has been long. They have had workshops, mentors, and gone through 2 rounds of judging to be one of the final 6 teams. But they are here to share their stories, and we are here to respond, to vote, and to celebrate with them. Please now let me introduce to you Professor Nejma, the organizer and driving force behind this event. Brian Nejma.
Well, good evening. Thank you, Dean Maurer, and I want to add my welcome and thanks to the family members that are here, to students, to mentors, to the organizing committee, to President Phipps, and to many others who've spent countless hours making this event a reality. I also want to welcome many of you tuning in as we're live webcasting. And last year, over 200 people we found out had logged into the event. I know several schools are hosting live events in their own complexes. A special shout out to the students and faculty at Bethel University in St. Paul, Minnesota. I know you're gathered to watch the event and are actively tweeting about it. Great stuff. I'm excited about tonight, and I'm incredibly proud of our students. As a former college athlete, I had the great feeling this morning of waking up and realizing that today was game day. Now, any of you former athletes know that game day is just that special time. You just get up and you're a little nervous. I didn't sleep real well last night. This morning I went into the locker room, my office, right? And just being around the energy and excitement of these students is just invigorating for me. I'm just so thrilled to be part of this experience. So last year, 2 very able students, Dylan Thomas and Ebenezer DeGoo, and I launched the inaugural Impact Venture Challenge. Both of these young men played an incredible role in making this event a reality, and they are truly a wonderful portrait of a Messiah College graduate. Dylan has spent countless hours, even after he graduated, living in the local area to the success of the event this year. And I am really grateful to Dylan. Dylan and Evie, would you please stand just for a moment so we can acknowledge you? So our goal in starting the Impact Venture Challenge was to equip, mentor, network, and capitalize student-led teams that were focused on making a profit and making a difference in the world. We were really pleased with our inaugural event. We felt like there was much more that we could do to improve it. This year, we improved on the program by adding a lot more workshops and lengthened the duration of the competition. I'd say in a little over a year, we ourselves went from a startup to being a viable enterprise with a growing customer base and a refined product offering. I'd actually say we upgraded our office space a little bit here in this facility as well. Thank you, President Phipps. We had some incredible corporate sponsors this year, and those logos are listed there. And I just want to say a hearty thanks to all of you local sponsors who have helped make tonight a reality. So thank you very much. I'm supported by an incredible group of faculty, community leaders, and students, and administrative staff to make the Impact Venture Challenge a reality. You know, I get the opportunity to speak on behalf of the IVC, but it's really the people behind the scenes that make this event come true. And so I want to acknowledge the professors listed up there, Professor Kathleen Johnston and Chuck, Professor Allison Brindle, Peter Greer, CEO of Hope International. Peter, would you just give a wave? Thank you, Peter. Peter's been an incredible mentor and a force on our campus for entrepreneurship. Dylan, as the co-founder, has remained on the committee. Curtis Eby has done incredible work. Curtis, where are you? He's out there in the booth, I expected. And Aribe is behind the scenes. And then Valerie Drobel and Jake Clemens have done incredible jobs supporting us. So I really want to thank you for all of your support for the IVC. So what is an impact venture? You know, it's a term that you have to unpack, I think, to really understand. In some sense, it's a private sector enterprises that purposes to generate achievable, to generate a profit and achievable, measurable, positive outcome on an important societal issue. Certainly, the Christian community has focused on impact ventures for a long time, including players like 10,000 Villages, Hope International, and Cure International, and I'm proud to say that each of these have a very strong Messiah College presence among them. The notion of an impact venture and impact investing has been a somewhat new phenomenon for the general public. In fact, major Wall Street players like JP Morgan, Fidelity, Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, and Calvert Investments all have recently funded major initiatives focused on the impact investment space. So to unpack this idea a little more so you can appreciate tonight's presentations, I want to just walk with you for a moment through three dimensions of what it means to be a faith-informed impact entrepreneur. Firstly, you have a biblical worldview. That is, any faith-informed impact venture should start with a foundation of a biblical worldview. You see, for the faith-informed entrepreneur, the Word of God, their life experience, and understanding of how God directs their passions to start an impact venture is critically important. I've often said to the IVC students, God does not call the equipped, He equips the called. Secondly, a focus on an important societal concern. A faith-informed entrepreneur should explicitly address a significant societal issue. Simply reading the news headlines will tell you that we have major societal challenges in our country and on our globe. I often say to the Impact Venture students, important innovations start with important problems. Important innovations start with important problems. We have many sectors that need innovation: health and wellness, environmental stewardship, elder care and care for persons with special needs, job creation and mentorship for underserved populations, affordable housing, energy and education, clean water and sanitation in the developing world, just to name a few. In fact, some of the ventures you'll hear about tonight directly target those specific social issues. And finally, you want your venture to think about both a business bottom line and an impact model. What is your target market? What is your product or service? What is your value proposition? And how do you address a growing customer base? So now I'd like to introduce our judges, a rather esteemed group, I might add, and I'm delighted in their willingness to serve in this capacity. So I'm going to announce each judge, and as I announce the judge, they'll come forward. First, Deborah Pearson. Deborah's the owner and president of Pearson Computer Connection Incorporated, PCCI for short, a business with a presence across the East Coast. PCCI employs 50 team members and sells and installs technology for its large enterprise, government, and school district customers. A 2006 winner of the Central Penn Business Journal's Best 40 Under 40, Deb's company has received the Harrisburg Regional Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award. Deb was recognized as a 2010 Woman of Influence by the Central Penn Business Journal and received the 2012 Central Penn Business Woman of the Year Award. Deb's family has a generic form of young onset Alzheimer's disease that affects its members in their 40s. Deb's involvement in the Alzheimer's Association is her way to fight back this difficult disease that affects so many of her family members. Deb is a 1989 graduate of Messiah College. Please welcome and joining Deb to the podium. Secondly, we welcome Mike Bontrager to the stage. Mike founded Chatham Financial in 1991 and continues to serve as the company's chief executive officer. As an independent advisory services and technology firm, Chatham specializes in interest rate, foreign currency, and commodity risk management. With offices around the world, Chatham's team of capital market experts, risk management advisors, CPAs, lawyers, quantitative analysts, and tech developers serve more than 1,600 clients, annually advising on over 12,000 transactions with a principal amount of over $400 billion. Chatham approaches its business in multiple bottom lines, purpose-driven philosophy, and is committed to making a positive impact for its clients, associates, communities, and capital markets at large. Prior to starting Chatham, Mike was a vice president in the derivative products group at Chemical Bank, now JP Morgan Chase, and spent 9 years in various credit, corporate finance, and derivative roles in New York and Zurich. He holds a BA in economics from Wheaton College, received his MBA from the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania, and Mike's daughter, Lauren, is presently a student here at Messiah. Welcome, Mike. Thirdly, Josh Benton. Josh is co-founder of Hatchback, a mobile data analytics startup and partner at ANCulture. Hatchback collects location data from mobile devices and helps markets model everyday users' lifestyle patterns. ANCulture is a national experience design consultancy focused on developing solutions in healthcare, education, and the government. ANCulture's Josh's experience includes more than 18 years of marketing, interactive, and tech projects, and he's been an integral member of the ANCulture community since its inception. One of Central PA's 40 Under 40, Josh has worked in a variety of community organizations to focus on reinventing Harrisburg and the surrounding area. Josh was also part of corporate America for several Fortune 500 companies and marketed exploration of what the web as a new technology back then meant. Josh is a 1998 graduate of Messiah College. Welcome, Josh. Diane Puyen is currently president and chief executive officer for Willow Valley Associates. She has over 30 years experience in the hospitality business and corporate services at Willow Valley. Over the years, she served in many facets, including management positions with Marriott Hotels. At Willow Valley, she's held many positions, including Director of Learning and Development, Executive Vice President of Focus Service Hotels, and Chief Operating Officer. Diane is an active member of the community, including positions on the board of Lancaster Chamber of Commerce, Lancaster General Hospital, Discover Lancaster, and Ocean Thermal Energy Corp. She's also on the President's Leadership Council here at Messiah College. In addition to being a 1991 graduate of Messiah, she also earned her MBA from Millersville University. Welcome, Diane. Dean Klein. Dean is a venture investor for the past 15 years with Penn Venture Partners. He served on many corporate boards, focused on many different business sectors, ranging from technology to media to life sciences. He's the former executive director of Cure International, which establishes children's hospitals in the developing countries and was a startup when Dean first joined them. Dean was also vice president for a large manufacturing company and also served as the assistant to the executive director of the World Bank and was responsible for improvements in loan quality, education, and health sectors. Dean also began his professional career as an international economist at the U.S. Treasury Department, where he worked on financial and economic relations in Asia and the Middle East. In addition, Dean is very involved in an active advisor and volunteer with multiple nonprofits, schools, and public center entities and initiatives supporting entrepreneurs. Dean received his Master of Philosophy and Graduate Diploma from Cambridge University and his BA from Wheaton College. Dean has served as an advisor to the Department of Business at Messiah College in numerous capacities. Welcome, Dean. And finally, Lois Rosenberry. Lois is founder of Children's Discovery Center, a child care company with 9 locations serving some 1,750 children. Since the company's inception in 1982, Lois has received many honors, including milestones for Women Recipient, Manager of the Year, Recipient of the Governor's Award of Excellence in Enterprise, Messiah College Distinguished Alumnus, and Recipient of the Toledo Chamber's Athena Award. She's been chairperson of the Ohio Daycare Advisory Council, a member of the Governor Taft's Small Business Advisory Council, chairman of the Ohio Small Business Council, and a member of the Toledo Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. She currently serves on the boards of the Ohio Chamber of Commerce, 5-3 Bank, Veritas, and Missio International. Her company's been featured in many international publications, including Inc. Magazine, Entrepreneur Almanac, among others. She's also the co-author of Inspiring Spaces for Young Children and has done many other service activities. Lois is a 1970 graduate of Messiah College. I thought I'd invite Lois up to say a few words about what a more mature impact company might look like. So Lois, please join us.
Well, I'm delighted to be back on Messiah's campus. I'm also excited to be a judge tonight for your Impact Venture Challenge competition. As I read the 6 proposals, I was impressed that the students were using their entrepreneurial endeavors to make a difference through purposeful social initiatives. When I attended Messiah's Philly campus, yes, Brian, many years ago, I had a professor, Dr. Ronald J. Sider, who used the scripture, Matthew 10:24, that says, "Give a cup of cold water in Jesus' name." And this was his basis for encouraging us as students to impact our world for Christ by serving others through first addressing their emotional, physical, and social needs. In the 34 years that I have owned Children's Discovery Center, our company has endeavored to address those and other needs at our 9 locations in Ohio and South Carolina. We view ourselves as God's arms outstretched to the more than 1,700 children that we serve every week. We provide them with a high-quality early education, regardless of their socioeconomic status. Of course, no company can survive and succeed unless you have a good workforce. And so long ago, we realized the importance of investing in our employees by paying them a higher wage than our competitors and offering better benefits. And this has significantly helped us to reduce turnover, which is a huge problem in our industry. 2 weeks ago, I had a chance to sit at a little coffee shop known as Java Java outside of Kiowa with your professor, Nejma. And he was telling me about the 6 finalists and what their projects were. And then he asked me about my business. We had really only met once before, and that was here on campus last year. And I told him that we follow 3 guiding principles that have taken us from being a fledgling business to a successful business that we are today. And I told him what they were, and he said, Lois, please share those when you come and speak at Messiah. So here they are. Excellence is our mantra. Innovation is our distinctive. And faith is our foundation. Let me explain very briefly something from each of those. Our company motto is autograph your work with excellence. Everyone from the corporate office to the teacher to the maintenance worker knows that he or she is expected to do one's best. But I also know, as CEO of the company, it's so important for me to always look for ways to keep us cutting edge. And in 1991, I learned that Newsweek magazine had dubbed the best child care centers in the world in Reggio Emilia, Italy. I wanted to be the best. So a couple years later, I became part of an international study delegation that went and studied this model and came back and began integrating it into our company. At the same time, or when I began, I learned that 1 out of 5 businesses succeed. But those who have an advisory board significantly overcome those odds. Again, I wanted to succeed, so I put together an advisory board. And through the years, they have monitored our business. They have pushed me on when I didn't want to go, and yes, they steered me away from some very bad decisions. But they have always tried to keep me focused on being an excellent company. Innovation. When a national company moved into our neighborhood, I became pretty concerned. But my accountant wisely told me, always use competition as a positive, not a negative. So I began to do my research and traveled around the country, and I came back and I put children's museum exhibits into our discovery room, into our classrooms, and even on our playground. We also began watching Home and Garden TV. We wanted the latest and best ideas in design. We wanted to be environmentally friendly. We wanted our children to grow up on the feel of nature and wood and other textures instead of on the feel of plastic. Griffin House asked us to publish a book, which we did in 2010 and called Inspiring Spaces for Young Children. And that opened the door to industry recognition and global opportunities. Our last one, and I think it fits so beautifully with what we're trying to achieve here tonight, faith. When I began the company, I integrated Christian education into our programming once a week, where children would understand that God loves them and cares for them, and they need to learn to love and care for one another. As a for-profit business, I also committed to tithe 10% of our profits to a ministry in a place called Sighișoara, Romania, that serves primarily the Roma community. Gypsies are the most discriminated against people in the world. But because of us and because of our business, we are helping them break out of illiteracy. We're teaching them to read through our tutoring program. We serve hot meals to the elderly. We have a kindergarten, and we even have short-term housing for victims of domestic violence or those who have been trafficked. While I am proud of our company's many accomplishments, I am prouder still of the lives we have impacted in the name of Jesus. And those of you who are part of the competition tonight, I challenge each of you to use your entrepreneurial pursuits, not merely for material success, but to make the world a better place where you express your faith. And I pray that you will feel Jesus beside you wherever your journey may take you.
Thank you, Lois. Thank you. Okay, the moment is here. What began back in September with the mere shell of an idea for many teams is about to unfold before you. The 6 teams have made it through an incredibly rigorous process. Making it to the finals meant we gave each team $250 to use as they see fit. And you'll discover tonight how they've used those funds. Each team will be given 6 minutes to present, and then we'll have a Q&A session led by and managed by the judges, whereby each judge, there'll be 3 questions asked, and each team will have a minute to respond to each question. Judges in total will account for 80% of the score. They've already reviewed the business plans, and that accounts for 60%. They'll be voting for the remaining 20% tonight. And yes, the audience will vote both here and online as your remote, and your votes will count for 20% of the vote. Really excited about that. And the business model and its potential, the impact model and its potential, and the validation that this idea could potentially work is all part of the criteria you should be judging on. The awards will be $5,000 to the first place team, $3,000 to the second place team, and $2,000 to the third place team. And I can tell you, having run the spreadsheet already, teams are within a few percentage points of one another, so this evening will determine the fate of the winners. That's exciting. So I hope tonight you'll experience 6 unique and beautiful portraits of a typical Messiah College student. One who lives their life guided by the Christian faith, is highly entrepreneurial and fiercely independent in their critical thought process, and who sees their God-given giftedness and academic talents as vehicles for making a difference in the world by addressing some of society's most pressing problems. Let the competition begin. Our first company present tonight is Accounting Beyond Borders. This is a nonprofit organization committed to serving the accounting and business needs of missionaries and mission organizations in Panama and around the world by providing an array of services tailored to comprehensively serving each organization. By fulfilling these needs, Accounting Beyond Borders relieves stress on missionaries, enabling them to dedicate their time to pursuing the Lord's call on their life while positioning their ministries for sustained growth and success. Their slogan is, "Empowering Missionaries Changes the World." Please welcome Accounting Beyond Borders to the stage.
Thanks so much for being here tonight. My name's Courtney Allen. I'm a senior accounting major and cross-cultural ministries minor, and I'm starting an organization called Accounting Beyond Borders. Accounting Beyond Borders will serve the accounting and business needs of missionaries around the world, allowing both the missionaries and their ministries to flourish and grow. 3 years ago, I went on an Aroma sports ministry trip to Panama and was introduced to Rio Missions run by Dan and Jess Kine. In a conversation one night, I learned that one of the biggest needs of their organization was someone to do the accounting and business needs necessary to run their organization. They had to devote a lot of time to accounting rather than pouring into the heart of their ministry, which is building up communities and spreading the love of Christ in Panama. Accounting for these ministries will be a continuation of what I've already been doing in Panama by offering services in income and expense tracking, as well as an array of other services. Accounting for these missionaries is so much more than just what most people would think about accounting. Jess Cotton from Rio Missions can speak to this burden from firsthand experience.
I I have administrative skills, but no formal accounting training. And before I was taught how to do this, we were pretty much a mess. I did the best I could to keep things straight, but everything was on paper for a while. This was incredibly stressful for me. I carried a heavy burden on my shoulders all the time, knowing that it should be better, but not having any idea how to do it, which poured into our family life and was difficult on our children and my husband. And I think, in a lot of ways slowed down the things with the ministry because things weren't, there were no systems set in place. It was just very disorganized and stressful. When Courtney arrived, I can't even tell you how it changed things for me. First of all, it just took a load of bricks off of my back and off of our family. There were systems in place. Every ministry needs somebody like this to come in and help get us focused, help get our books in order, and honestly, we want to be accountable to the Lord. We want to have things in order, and to have somebody with that expertise is invaluable for a ministry.
So once I realized this need, I couldn't turn away. I returned to Panama and have been serving for Rio Missions for the last 3 years. Accounting Beyond Borders will be a continuation of the work I've already been doing in Panama by offering services in income and expense tracking, creating and maintaining a working budget, tax and consulting services, donor relations, and other organization-specific needs. Basically, the idea of Accounting Beyond Borders is to get behind missionaries and their organizations, do the accounting and business needs necessary for them to grow and be sustainable. We also add value by creating accurate and transparent reports that make donors more likely to invest in our ministries. This venture will begin in Panama, which is home to many of Central America's over 550 missionaries. Without even marketing my services, I already have a backlog of interest from organizations in Panama, and after launching my website just 3 days ago, I've already received donations and interest from organizations around the world. This summer, I'll be returning to Panama to continue working for Rio Missions, as well as beginning to work for my next organization called Heart's Cry Children's Ministry, which is also located in Panama. Heart's Cry Children's Ministry has been instrumental in changing the adoption laws in Panama, caring for orphans, and is in the process of building the first special needs orphanage in Panama. Although this venture will begin in Panama, what's awesome about Accounting Beyond Borders is the idea and model can be duplicated around the world, serving missionaries globally. As a nonprofit, Accounting Beyond Borders will receive revenue from 2 sources. The first source will come from donations and grants from traditional fundraising, and the second will come from fees charged to clients based on their organization-specific needs and heavily discounted from the market rate. We also hope to provide these services free of charge for ministries that aren't able to afford our services. This will all be made possible by implementing Accounting Beyond Borders in 3 phases. In phase 1, I will personally be studying for the CPA exam and working for an accounting firm to gain my CPA license and knowledge in the field. This is absolutely essential to me being able to have the knowledge and credibility necessary to develop Accounting Beyond Borders long term. During this time, I'll also be developing Accounting Beyond Borders and working for Rio Missions and Heart's Cry Ministry. As Accounting Beyond Borders grows in phases 2 and 3, I plan to add a part-time CPA program, an internship program, and on-staff CPAs. I've already used the $250 from round 3 to create a website, accountingbeyondborders.org, and info cards to market my services. I've also invested in remote login software, which is essential to helping my missionaries year-round. This software allows me to access my missionaries' computers and financial records so that I can provide services and be available for support and questions throughout the year, even when I'm not physically in Panama. The $5,000 prize money would go a long way for my organization that has minimal costs. I would initially use it for the fees to incorporate as an official 501c3 nonprofit, as well as file for tax-exempt status so I can receive tax-deductible donations. I would also invest it in travel costs, as well as QuickBooks accounting software for my current ministries and my future ministries. Accounting for these organizations is so much more than just creating a budget and tracking donations. It means bringing clean water to a child that hasn't had anything to drink for days. Because with my accounting services, ministries have the time, growth in ministry, and donations to do so. Habakkuk 1:5 reads, "Look at the nations and watch, and be utterly amazed. For I'm going to do something in your days that you would not believe even if you were told." I firmly believe this, and I also believe that the Lord has placed this call to do accounting for missionaries on my heart for a purpose. I'm so thankful for all the Lord has done to create this organization, and I look forward to following his leading throughout the entire life of Accounting Beyond Borders. Empowering missionaries changes the world, and that's what I intend to do with Accounting Beyond Borders. Thank you.
Judges.
So, one of my questions is about free services. So I do have a little bit of a concern that offering free services may cause some of your clients to lack a little bit of respect as far as the urgency of getting paperwork done. So I'm wondering, how would you handle something like that?
Yeah, I actually thought of that also. Big thing with accounting, because a lot of people don't even know that missionaries need accountants. Part of my idea in this, the list of services that was on one of my sites, I have a fee schedule along with that. That includes the market rate for what it would cost a typical accountant today of my age as an entering accountant to perform those services per hour or per service. And then another column of my fee schedule is the cost to them. So they can see the discount from the market rate cost, so they know what they're getting from me, but they know the value of what it is also. So that's one way that I plan to do that. Yeah.
Thanks.
So there are sizable companies that
Yeah.
use proprietary software, and they serve large nonprofit organizations. And you've picked a certain niche, which I think is very much underserved. So that's very positive. And I like very much the way that you focused on serving these folks with a platform technology that seems to be very simple, very straightforward. So my question is, what other platforms, technology did you consider, and what might you consider? Because my guess is, I don't know if what you're using, QuickBooks Online, is going to be robust enough, and I'm going to guess that you're going to grow faster and larger even than your financials indicate.
Yeah, so currently QuickBooks has worked in a lot of the places that I've done, but there's also options for desktop versions of that, which has proven to work better in some locations than others. I've looked into, so remote login software won't necessarily work in some places probably. So part of Accounting Beyond Borders is rather than just coming in, doing work for them for a short period of time, and then leaving them alone, having no idea what to do because they're not accountants. The idea is to really explain things to them as we go and train them in a lot of the day-to-day practices that I wouldn't maybe be able to do with remote login software in some of those places. So with Rio Missions, I've done a lot of training and explaining what I'm doing, so it's like very comprehensive. They know exactly what's going on, not to the level that I do and the level that I'm doing things, but that's part of the way to work with that. But as I expand into locations that are more remote, that's definitely going to be something I'll have to think of a lot further also.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I like your name, Accounting Without Borders, and you're very passionate. Yeah. And I just wondered, since this is an entrepreneurial contest, if you gave any thought to doing this as a for-profit and then later doing a spin-off as a nonprofit. What influenced your decision?
Yeah, I thought about that a lot actually, because a model that a lot of even accounting firms or other firms use is having a for-profit company and then that feeds their nonprofit. But kind of what I wanted to go in the route for Accounting Beyond Borders is to have donations fund part of it. So part of the revenue model is supplemented by donations, and the vision in that is having CPA firms or CPA individuals help to support this financially, as well as I mentioned a CPA volunteer program. So at the busy times of the year, year-end, month-end, when there's a lot of accounting work to be done, having CPAs come in and volunteer their time as well. But yeah, the donations would be really helpful in supplementing / even maybe providing all the funding for the services. Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney. Our next team is Faith Connect. The core business objective of Faith Connect is to enable nonprofits, initially churches, to manage their internal communications and to effectively collaborate with other nonprofit organizations to support the work of their ministries to help those in need, both within the congregation and within the community. Their slogan is United in Thought and Action, and is taken from 1 Corinthians 1:10. Please welcome Faith Connect to the stage.
Hello, I'm Andrew Cameron.
And I'm Katie Piet, and this is
Faith
Connect.
An unfortunate reality of this modern time is there are not enough resources to work alone. Whether it's time, money, or a chance to change, everyone wants something. Faith Connect can help. Faith Connect is built by people who care, for people who care, and will help by creating relationships across organizational boundaries and by maximizing efficiency so everyone can achieve more with less. Faith Connect is a web and mobile application designed for outreach nonprofits and churches to give them a powerful tool for communication and collaboration.
First off, it sounds like an amazing app. We're always looking for ways to connect with churches and other faith-based organizations for volunteers. We have a tremendous need for volunteers here. Everything from helping with therapeutic writing lessons to taking care of the farm and a number of activities that take place. And to be able to connect with other organizations would be fantastic. I'm amazed that there hasn't been an app like this before. It sounds like a fantastic idea, something we would definitely use.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a problem. And the problem that we see is that there's no easy access to a system that connects churches to churches or churches to nonprofits. Andrew, am I right?
Yeah, definitely. I was out on a mission trip into Philadelphia to help a soup kitchen a while back, and throughout the day that I was there, I got to know some of the active, regular volunteers that came there. And I ended up asking one of the volunteers, Janet, what kind of collaboration do you see among similar ministries around here? And like her body expression, her immediate reaction was like, this was a major pain point for her. Collaboration was huge. And, she dove right into a story about how just a few weeks back, another church came and they set up a temporary kitchen just right around the corner and to serve food for a day. Now, Janet wasn't upset that they were there to serve food, but she was upset that they were right around the corner and never thought to reach out to her soup kitchen to partner, collaborate, support one another. She wanted to say that she thought it was a complete waste of time and resources, and worse yet, that they weren't really having a real impact because they weren't creating long-lasting relationships that can cause real change. Now, Janet's frustration has become our frustration, and that is why we are building Faith Connect. So our focus is on churches and outreach nonprofits. We will offer our solution 60 days for free and then $30 per month after that trial period ends. Now, among the features that our product offers, we offer event, group, volunteer, and partnership management features, in addition to report generation, donation features, cause tags for better search functionality, and a badge system. Now, this is all included in our $30 blanket cost. Now, we came to this $30 cost because it was within the price range and willingness of our clients, and it gave us enough that we could reinvest in our project, and being a for-profit company allows us to generate revenue.
There are already a lot of good things happening in churches all across the world. Faith Connect is merely a platform that helps good things grow, helps already healthy communities and healthy churches grow. And the best part is that if we can connect local church to local church, we can make local events regional events national, and it's a little bold to say right now, but national events international. One evening, I was on a missions trip in Haiti, and I was in the kitchen helping out with dinner, and our host's wife, Madame Beauvoir, is in the corner cooking, and I'm setting the table, and she starts to sing. And I recognize the tune, so I sing along with her, and the next thing you know, we have this beautiful bilingual rendition of Amazing Grace just filling the kitchen. Now, that experience really touched me, as did so many other events that happened that week. However, after that week, we lost connection with that church down in Haiti, and we were never able to reconnect, especially after the earthquake that happened later that year. If we had had a solution like Faith Connect, we would have been able to reconnect with that church, and we would have been able to add to a lasting relationship that would have been able to, empower me as an individual, as a member of the congregation, and I could have helped further the kingdom.
So the initial validation for our product's idea came early in our journey when we first submitted the idea to a Microsoft-sponsored event for business planning. Now, we ended up winning that and walking away with a lot of great feedback. And so we next set our sights on another Microsoft-sponsored event called the Loudon App Contest. Now, this is when we actually started developing the website for Faith Connect. And we actually ended up winning that contest too and walked away with $250. Since then, our team size has gone from 3 members to 16. We have a solid relationship with one church and have good communications with a few others. We're currently building a relationship with a nonprofit local to Messiah and have several other organizations that are interested in working with us once we get further along in the development process.
To give you guys an example of our growth, this is what our website used to look like. And now compare that to what we have live today. It's kind of a dynamic switch.
Definitely. So if we won the $5,000, we would put that towards our development, improving our development tools, continue to pay for our website, database, hosting, and domain name registration fees, covering our marketing and sales expenses, and to invest more in our developer initiative program.
So taking a look at a little bit of our competition, we have 4 major competitors, 3 of which are internal management focused, and we differ from them because we have a cross-organizational focus between collaboration and communication. Our 4th competitor, we differentiate from them, even though they're more externally focused, by having a standalone program, mobile application, and the fact that we are looking to move into internal management.
Now, as we look to the future, we plan on having testing and the initial release of our website out by the end of this summer. We plan on having the Android app out 6 months after the website, and the iOS app out 6 months after that.
Thank you guys so much for your attention this evening. We would really appreciate prayer for our team, our vision, and our product. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. The duplication of effort in groups of different communities is a frustration for me as a business person, so it's a product that really is needed. One question I have is, since it's going to be really an open product that people will subscribe to, how would you deal with 2 potentially different community groups with maybe conflicting faith ideas or values that might get offended from another activity that's happening on the site?
That's a great question. We are currently building out, so the partnership functionality gives churches and nonprofits the ability to choose preferences as to what kind of events and other mission work actually appears on their, I guess you could call it, feed. So if there is a church that doesn't like what another church is doing, if per se that's your example, then they could check or in their settings prefer not to receive notifications from that group.
Great.
I want to congratulate you on this collaborative process and plan. Again, I agree, it's something that is needed, so great job. The question I had is for a program like this, you need a critical mass to continue building your client base, your customer base. So what is your plan to build that critical mass?
So our plans for customer acquisition, we actually just finally got in a full-time salesperson in the past week. Like, it was a blessing. But our plans for customer acquisition, as they are initially, is that when we go to an organization, we offer that part of our team will come and volunteer throughout the year to just, give them a small helping hand. And we think this is a win-win because for them, it gives them a little bit of help. And for us, it lets our development team get a better idea and build relationships with those that we're working to serve and, working with. So that's our initial plan.
Great, thank you.
So my question really is about the structure of the website itself.
Sure.
Do you have someone on your team who is specifically dedicated to the user experience, the usability, how good the site looks, how good it feels to use, something like that?
Yeah, actually, we have a whole group of students who are dedicated to our front-end development team. There's 3 or 4 of us who have been scrutinizing the aesthetic view of the website and have been going over. We went through color swatches and font choices, and Yeah, so we definitely have a team of students who are dedicated to trying to make it look the best that it can.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
We just need a little bit of time to get some mics transitioned, so bear with us for a minute. That will happen. Our next team is MentorLeaf. MentorLeaf is an online platform created to connect ambitious students with professionals in mentoring relationships. They recognize that even the most passionate students often lack direction, leadership figures, and confidence. As a result, they have developed a mentorship model that leverages alumni networks to nurture a student's passion. MentorLeaf examines an individual's interest and career goals in order to open doors to mentoring figures. In the process, the program helps students develop a clear vision, professional focus, and a depth of experience. Their slogan is create, shape, build. Please welcome MentorLeaf to the stage.
My name is Moses Robson Kavishe. My name is Ben Cochran. And we are MentorLeaf. Over the years, I received a lot of questions. One of them is, Moses, why did you choose to come to US? Friends, I was looking for good quality of education. As a result, I had to leave my family, friends, relative, and place of love. If I'll be honest, it was a scary moment of my life. But through mentorship I received from different individuals, helped me to be where I am today. And I'm thankful for every opportunity I received. Through that, I realized there's a need to help students utilize their talent, passion, and God-given potential. As a result, MentorLeaf was born. In the past 2 months, we have 140 mentor and mentees who are connected and develop relationships. The vision of MentorLeaf is to create a platform which will help students utilize their passion. The vision of MentorLeaf is to be able to create a platform which will help students identify their career goal, develop self-discipline, increase their confidence, shape student leadership character, and save money.
We created MentorLeaf to transform the way colleges think about mentorship. Here's how we access that market. Colleges purchase a subscription from MentorLeaf for all of their alumni and students. Their alumni and students then build a profile on MentorLeaf's website. MentorLeaf uses that profile to create connections between these two groups based on shared interests, shared experiences, and shared passions. MentorLeaf is grounded in an understanding that college alumni want to give back and speak into the lives of current students. So here's how we access that. Take Jake Gulanello, for instance. Jake is a sophomore right now at Messiah College with a passion for international development. Our program was able to match him with Edith. Edith is an alumni of Messiah College who lived and worked and spent her career in southern Zambia. Through this relationship, just over the past couple of months, Jake has gained a broader understanding of what it means to pursue that career and development. And Edith has felt more connected and engaged with her campus, with her alma mater. This epitomizes why a school like Messiah wants to work with MentorLeaf. It's good for students, it's good for the alumni, it's good for the legacy of the institution as a whole. So here's how MentorLeaf measures its success. First, we want to continue administering feedback surveys to all of the mentors and students that we work with because we want to be able to gauge their experience with the program. Next, we want to continue working with the alumni office here at Messiah College in order to continue nurturing that network of alumni. And then finally, we want to collaborate with the development office at Messiah College because we want to track if the alumni we are working with increase their financial giving.
Our application is mobile ready, which means it's going to be accessible on mobile devices and also on the computers. And this is a scalable web application which is going to allow us to be able to expand once we get more users on our website. And the way we develop this platform, it will also be very easy for us to branch out to other colleges to have them use this application. One of the cool features of Mental Leaf is login feature and sign up and user validation, which is going to use existing social media platforms. A very spotlight to be placed on like LinkedIn, which is going to allow us to import user information, which includes education and like work experiences as they're signing up. And it's a secure application. We are using a technology that we tried not to make sure that we're not reinventing the wheel. So we're using authentication that is currently being used by applications like Twitter, and that is being maintained as an open source authentication software. Mentally, when the user logs in, they're going to be welcomed in the dashboard that looks like that. And from the welcome screen, there's going to be like dynamic content, which is going to include events and articles that are related to the institution or the location in which the user has logged in. And we allow the user to be able to activate or inactivate their account for whatever reason that they have. Maybe they already have enough mentees. They'll be able to click on the discoverable button on or off. Mental Leaf is going to allow many-to-many connection, which means that you can have as many mentors as you want, or you can have as many mentees as you want. So for example, on that screenshot, you can see a mentor that has logged in and it's showing two mentees that they are connected to, and they'll be allowed to message the mentees internally in our application, or they can message each other out of the application too. We'll just provide that service to allow internal messaging. Our search feature, which is like the core feature of our application, will allow users to be able to search for connections using the locations or the majors, as is being shown in that screenshot.
So before we discuss about revenue, a couple of days ago, how do we validate our ideas? So what we did, we sent the survey out. We asked mentors to fill it and mentees to fill it. And then after that, we'll be able to match manually. And then we were able to call them together. It was so powerful to be able to see those individuals come together. And later on, you'll be able to see the footage. So we have two sources of revenue. The first one through college subscription, the other one through advertisement. Also, we believe Mental Leaf will be able to break even on the second year. Mental Leaf does not require a lot of capital to make these programs successful. The investment of $5,000 will impact a lot of 1,000 of students around the country. So to put this presentation in perspective, I want to share with you a small video.
You know, in many ways, when we just ask alumni for money, we're missing the boat, because we're missing the opportunity to get something so much more valuable than the financial contribution that they can make. They have wisdom, knowledge, and life experience that they can pour into the lives of our students. Mentor Leaf provides the vehicle for that interaction to happen. That connection that can't just be organic, but has to be strategic. And when you get Mentor Leaf, you get the strategy for connecting the right alumni with the right students for success.
I think what's missing from the classroom is mentorship. It would be a great real-life experience to be able to assign a mentor and have an internship that would match that, so they would actually have some real-life experience and someone to talk to externally that serve in that role. So I would professionally recommend Mental Leaf. I think they have a program that is similar to what I would have liked to gain in my early college career. So I think it's beneficial and it's extremely helpful, and if more colleges had it, it would help with students choosing their major and sticking with their majors.
My end goal, dream-wise, is I'd like to open my own gym someday. And through Mentor Leaf, I have obtained two mentors, one who's able to give me general life and business advice, and my other mentor is able to give me advice within my specific major. And through those mentorship opportunities, I've been able to obtain a job as well as another job offer within my career field.
So I believe all successful people who have been here, faculty, alumni, you are where you are because somebody stepped in and helped you as a mentor. So we believe that mentorship changed a lot of lives.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Can you see if this is on?
I agree. Mentoring
Turn it on.
is extremely
you gotta
important.
Get that ready. Hand me the clicker.
Mentoring is extremely important for our students. And it's more, I feel it's important more now than ever.
So,
yeah, I have 2 students in college. Them to figure out what they want to do and where they want to go, having mentors has helped them tremendously. My question is this, do you have any plans to incorporate any work experience into this program while they're still in college to give them an idea of if they're on the path of what they want to do?
Absolutely. So we believe that when students come to college, they don't know what they're doing. Not all of you, sorry. But at least what you want to be able to tell, say, okay, if you're studying biology, what kind of activity should be involved when you're in college? But mentor will be able to say, okay, how many activities you have it? Should you involve in this one and this one and this one? That will be good for you to excel and succeed in life. So I believe that will be the only way to be able to help students, to encourage them to involve with a lot of, besides of taking every activity that you can, but focus what you can and you can be able to strive on.
I agree with Diane. I mean, this is a huge untapped resource, and being able to connect people is just hugely, hugely valuable. I don't think anyone would disagree with that premise. And but here the question is that I just Googled mentor matching software, and there were a bunch of companies that came up. These are established companies that actually have large platforms already built, and mentor matching is maybe one aspect of that. Why should a school take a risk on a startup as opposed to a well-established entity?
I think the difference is those software, you have to pay them, and you have to pay $10,000 more. And also you have to hire somebody to administrate that. Mental Leaf, we provide easy for you. You just give us money and you can come to the site and you will deal with it. You don't have to worry about it. So that is our difference. That you have a software, but you have to hire people. There's a cost involved.
No, these are cloud-based mentor software systems.
Yeah, for instance, they have a Mental Click, you have Slab, you have Graduate Way. So all these are software that has created, and they're focusing to say, these are students, these are mentors, and they can try to match it, but they don't have any way that they can be able to reduce the cost as we do.
So you're saying their pricing model is on the individuals as opposed to the schools?
No, their price model, they're focusing more on, I give you a software, and you administrate it and maintain it. We tell the colleges, we are the one who maintain it and administrate. Like if you need a certain information, you'll be able to get it. So those are kind of the different things that we have.
Mike, I'm pretty sure the differentiator is Moses.
Yeah.
So actually, on a serious note, and more towards Mike's point, obviously the proprietary value of what you either have today or could have in the near future is really based on essentially how you match mentors with mentees. You know, the mathematical process that happens in the background, your algorithm. And right now, if I'm to understand this correctly, the algorithm is basically what's your major and where's your location, where are you located? Which is a fairly rudimentary way of doing it. It's not wrong because it's a great starting point. So my question really is, as your play evolves, tell me how you're going to evolve that matching process to be really unique.
Yeah, so you're right. Right now for proof of concept, we're just using the location and the field of study for that. But even in our demo right now, if we were to play, you see that we have like a series of questions that we have, more like a survey. What are your hobbies? And you write a little blurb on what you would like to get from this and all that. And we'd like to use the keywords out of like all this information we're collecting from users to kind of come up with some sort of a pattern that we can learn about them and then have some sort of like a percentage match when you search it to show you like based on factors like this. We do not have that in place right now for our demo, but that's definitely something that we are discovering how we can make searching more effective.
So the ultimate vision of where you're trying to go is really to have something that would be analogous to like an eharmony.com. So there's a number of variables and then you match it like that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Three down. Mirror is our fourth team. Mirror is designed with the specific goal of raising levels of medication compliance in chronic medical users. The choice of interface with users through a mirror was chosen due to the most common times of medication usage upon waking up and prior to bedtime. An interactive and integrative product will improve levels of medication compliance and provide the user with a higher quality of life. Mirror's slogan is, better adherence, better outcomes. Welcome Mirror to the stage.
Hello, everybody. We're Mira. My name's Tom Stetson, and I'm a computer information science major here at Messiah College. And from a very young age, I wanted to use my love for technology and computers to truly make a difference in the lives of others.
And I'm William Weichel, a business administration major here who's pursuing a career in medicine. I've had the unique opportunity to volunteer my time at Gillette Children's Specialty Healthcare. During my time as a research volunteer, I became very interested in ways patient care could be improved other than just medication advancement. So when Tom and I had the opportunity to enter the Impact Venture Challenge, we thought, let's create a smart mirror to help with medication compliance.
But more than anything we say tonight, this is about the stunning fact that 50% of medication users are not taking their medication correctly. In the United States alone, that's 111 million people, or 1 in 3 medicine users, who are not taking their medication correctly, who are potentially endangering their own lives, with the very real and possible potential to permanently damage or offset the lives of their loved ones and friends. That's what's important, and that's why Will and I made Mira.
Because Mira is a new technology to consumer space, validation was essential for us. We reached out to Tom Stanton from the Danny Did Foundation, Cindy Wright from the Epilepsy Foundation, and a multitude of physicians from differing specialties. Everyone had something positive to say about Mira. Throughout these conversations, we came across the story of a boy we will call Jack. Jack was the first person from his family to have the opportunity to go to college. This worried Jack's older sister because Jack had epilepsy and had never lived alone. She would call to check in on him every day. One day, Jack didn't pick up. This worried her, but she figured, Jack's a busy college student, he'll call back tomorrow. When Jack didn't return her calls the next day, it worried her to the point where she called the police and asked, "Can you please check on my brother?" When they got to his apartment and knocked on the door, yet again there was no answer. They eventually had to break down the door, and they found Jack lying dead on the ground. When looking for the reason for his death, they checked his prescription medicines, and they found Jack hadn't been taking them correctly.
This is just one in literally thousands of examples that Will and I can give you all tonight that illustrates the utter importance of bringing medication compliance to the forefront of everyday conversation. This is a real issue, and it deserves real attention, which is why Will and I asked our potential customers what they really want in Mira. Among other things, our customers want the ability to see their notifications like email, text alerts, and things like that on Mira. In addition, our customers don't want to hang something on their bathroom wall that's ugly, and while this isn't perfect, we're getting there. In addition to the notifications and all those other features, we hope to use the winnings from the Impact Venture Challenge, if we win, to further our patent portfolio of provisional patents and to expand the feature list and continue Mira onto several different versions.
So you might be asking yourself, why a mirror? To answer that question, let me ask you a question. When do you most frequently take your medication? If you're like most people, it's at night, right before you go to bed, or in the morning, right after you wake up. So Tom and I were thinking, during these times, what do you interact with? And therein lies the answer, a mirror. And that is where Tom's Tech Savvy comes in.
When we looked at solutions that were currently available on the market today, Will and I noticed a number of reoccurring themes. Among these was that most of these solutions to remind you to take your medication were mobile applications hosted on the iOS and Android App Store. And the second was that most of these applications were uninstalled after about 3 months. When we dug into why, we found that users became dissatisfied with the experience and felt that they were more nagging than useful. By combining a physical device, Mira,
with a mobile application, we hope to increase user interaction and make taking medication easier for everyone.
So we have a great product that's built around what people really want and need. But is it feasible from a business standpoint? To address this, we looked at 3 target demographics: people who have Alzheimer's, epilepsy, and cardiovascular disease. These people all need to take their medication exactly as prescribed. We assumed 0.1% of these people would be interested in Mira. By year 3, we hoped 5% would buy it. That's nearly $200,000 in net income. More than anything, we decided to build Mira to improve the quality of life for people who take medication regularly. Whether it's someone who has epilepsy, Alzheimer's, cardiovascular disease, most notably high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or someone who has a mental health disorder, schizophrenia, bipolar, or even just depression. If people take their medication regularly, they need to be reminded of this. So we made Mira to do this.
If you leave tonight thinking about medication compliance, then we've done our jobs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions?
So, wonderful presentation, thanks. And I think it's outstanding that, that you've got a prototype proof of concept at this stage in the game. That's really awesome. So one of the big questions I have is, and I took a look at it, in the vestibule. Obviously, the device you have now, I understand it's a prototype. It looks great, but it's also, it's big and it's expensive. What kind of thought have you put into the viability of something smaller that attaches to an existing mirror or suction cups onto the existing mirror, something like that? And could you see yourself potentially going that direction if it made the solution you're after more accessible to more people?
Absolutely. Something we talked about with some of the people we reached out to is having a smaller mirror similar to a makeup mirror, because having multiple mirrors in your bathroom is not a foreign concept. And so since Mira is not stuck to this platform in this size, having a smaller mirror that can be placed somewhere else that's more easy for the person to use, that would be excellent and absolutely possible, and also cheaper to produce something that's much smaller.
I also want to say great job on this presentation. I have a lot of people in my family that are older and have multiple medications, and it gets quite confusing, so I do agree that this is something that's very necessary. However, entering this space, you mentioned some of the other apps and so forth out there. It is a crowded space, and as far as keeping this as a viable, new concept, what would you do to make sure that this goes to market well?
So we've taken a look at a number of different technologies to add to Mira, and this was quite literally built in my basement. So a lot of those technologies aren't implemented yet, but a lot of these things are things like sensors in order to be able to detect the temperature of your forehead when you stand in front of it. Things like that to add features that make Mira more of a standout product as it is. But in order to get involvement, we wanted to combine, as we said in our pitch, the mobile application, which already exists, as you said, with a physical device, which has been done in platforms like Fitbit, Nest thermostats, etc. And we think that this approach would increase interactivity and really just make medication easier to handle.
Again, I'm struggling with the price points. And I mean, looking at your business plan, they're extremely expensive. When you look at it, how much work have you done around price point validation? I mean, what do you know in terms of what people will pay for what in this space?
So we spoke with Tom Stanton and Cindy Wright, and we did talk about prices and what people would be able to pay in this space. And it is hard to get a device that costs $300 in the hands of someone who's living off of insurance. And so we've taken note of that. And with the reduction in prices for LCDs and all the technology that goes into this, we're speculative in saying that we can get the price down below $100 within 3 years, we think. And we've done price validation as far as figuring out the cost of LCDs and how they've decreased so far in the past 4 years. And we speculate that with that cost reduction and a number of other things that are reducing in cost, we should be able to get it below $100, which would be a price point that would be something where you could spend your insurance flex money on or something like that.
And be able to make it flat so it can hang on a...
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Omega Swap is our next competitor. They connect college students to buy, sell, and trade products and services amongst each other on their campuses or nearby campuses to provide eco-friendly, cost-effective, and time-saving mechanisms. They aim to decrease the carbon footprint of college campuses and redefine the American consumeristic mindset. Their goal is for college students to use Omega Swap before they buy new products and throw out used ones in order to save money in the environment. Their slogan is, "By students, for students." Omega Swap, welcome to the stage.
Hello, my name is Ryan Fitzgerald.
And I'm Alec Marshall.
And we are Omega Swap, a website that connects college students for buying, selling, and trading items and services with other students on their campus. We saw a problem.
Today, we are so blessed and spoiled with the ability to buy whatever we want off the numerous e-commerce sites that litter the internet. Online buying is second nature for us. But in our buying habits, what we so often overlook is that when you buy that $200 textbook from Amazon, you aren't just getting a book. You're getting the box it comes in, and the plastic wrap it rests in, and the tape it's sealed in. That box, that plastic wrap, that tape, it's unnecessary, and it's consumer waste. With that, we saw another problem.
College students throwing away valuable items at the end of the year, like stereos, TVs, and furniture. The entrepreneur in me cringes hearing about students throw away perfectly good items while at the same time complain about their lack of money and high tuition. It all started about a year and a half ago with a class project to think about a sustainable initiative on campus. That week, my friends and I were recalling a time where, at the end of freshman year, they went dumpster diving and found a perfectly good TV. Now, this happens on campuses all across the nation, where students throw away valuable items like textbooks, couches, and more purely out of convenience. Now, we were talking about excessive consumer waste in class, but this was a textbook example of unnecessary waste. At the same time, I was trying to buy a couch for my room, but I really didn't know anyone outside my floor, and I wasn't about to go shopping at the dumpster anytime soon. It's now junior year, I still don't have that couch. And students still use the dumpster as a popular last resort when they can't find buyers for their stuff.
Listen, we've all experienced this moment when we're trying to order our textbooks for the upcoming semester and we can't tell which feeling is worse. The anxiety we get on whether or not our books are going to even make it on time or to the right location, or the newfound emptiness in our wallets. But then, not to make matters worse, but we feel shortchanged by the money we get back for those expensive textbooks, or yet even worse, we can't even find anybody to buy our books back. And we're left with $100 paperweights collecting dust on our bookshelves. We're all in the same boat. We're trying to save money and trying to get rid of our old stuff, but making a positive impact at the same time.
And this is where OmegaSwap.com comes in. A one-stop student market by and for the people around you. This changes the game for textbooks, furniture, room decorations, clothes, and more. Now, OmegaSwap is building upon the shared economy trend of companies like Uber and Airbnb, which we have seen take off and thrive over just the past few years, especially among millennials. Now, college campuses are practically unique, self-sustaining markets in and of themselves, and we know this trend can be utilized for college students through OmegaSwap.
Our biggest competition is Amazon and campus bookstores, as well as other sites like Wallapop, LetGo, and Craigslist, which are similar in nature. However, OmegaSwap is different in 4 key ways. First, access. The people who are going to be on the site, the people that are going to be using this site, are college students and college students only. Second, location. The ease of walking across your campus to get that book or to get that good, instead of waiting 5 to 8 business days or meeting a stranger in a random location. Third, the relevance. The things that are on this site are specific to college students because we believe college students have what other college students need. And fourth, safety. Because we already trust our campuses, that's why we're here. So by being campus specific, we're partnering with that established trust. Our financial model has 3 revenue streams built into it. The primary and secondary are basic subscriptions. A 12-month subscription for just $9.99 and a 6-month subscription for $5.99. The third option is a simple pay per post. We also offer a 30-day free trial for all students, so that way they can test the practicality and the value that Omega Swap can have for them.
Now, instead of taking a commission on transactions like many e-commerce sites, Omega Swap is a unique case because our buyers and sellers are only a short walk away from each other and will most likely just use cash for their transactions. Because Omega Swap provides a unique online platform for students to advertise the stuff that they want to get rid of to the people around them. In addition, we believe that most students will be able to make that subscription payment back in their first sale.
Some of the best validation that we've received to this point is that we launched the website and made it live just 3 weeks ago, and already we have dozens of users making dozens of transactions with thousands of views. And this is a quick snapshot of our website.
We also conducted a survey from students to validate our idea, execution, and applicability to them. I am also excited to announce that we are accepted to become members of 1% for the Planet, in which we would donate 1% of our annual revenue to approved nonprofits that are driving in positive environmental change in our communities and around the globe. We are excited about this partnership because we want to establish this environmental impact for ourselves as well as our customers.
Our team consists of Ryan, myself, Kenny Schofield, and Austin Weaver, who join us off stage. Since Omega Swap is so young in its life, we're looking to further develop the website as well as build an app to maximize user experience. We're also looking to expand to other colleges in the central Pennsylvania area over the next 6 months.
With the $250 we received to making it to this point, we officially opened up our website, bought business cards and stickers, as well as these awesome t-shirts we are wearing tonight. In conclusion, Omega Swap strives to cultivate a conscious consumer community at campuses like Messiah in Pennsylvania and across the nation. By students,
for students,
Omega Swap. Thank you.
Well, I think you have a product that could clearly appeal to college students. I remember being a student and cutting other students' hair and wishing I could trade that for a ride to Harrisburg. So it sounds like you are setting up something that would be useful for someone like me at that point in time. But I wondered if you've evaluated your liability exposure and if you have looked into the cost of what liability insurance might be for you.
Right, so Omega Swap is advertising for the students who want to get rid of their stuff or provide a service to other students. So we will not be liable for students to go through us and then other students pay for stuff through them because they're interacting themselves. And we encourage them to be safe and to do all the right things on the site when they're about to make a transaction. But I believe that our liability would be extremely low because we're just an online, almost like an online flyer board for students to get rid of their stuff.
One of the features about our website is that when people register for the first time, we walk them through what it looks like to have proper exchanges. We encourage them to do it in public places on campus where they're comfortable. We encourage them to bring a friend with them, as well as other tips like that, just to continue to promote that safety that we're hoping college campuses will continue to promote themselves.
So I'm glad you focused on differentiation because that was something that I wanted to focus on. So as you know, the swap business has been around for a while, online swap business, and increasingly it's focusing on vertical markets. So in my mind, the other way in which you differentiate yourself is through marketing because there's barrier to entry in something like this isn't large. So other than your t-shirts, What other methods have you considered to sort of make this service cool?
Yeah,
if I can
absolutely.
still use that word.
Yes, attempting to make it cool. That's exactly what we're trying to do. Thank you. So what we're doing is, along with the t-shirts, we have business cards and stickers. We're trying to use some old traditional marketing channels, as well as coupling that with social media, creating Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, having an online presence. One of the other things we're really excited about implementing is an ambassador program at all the colleges and campuses that we're present at. And through that, we use that person who's already established on that campus as our channel to connect further with those people. So giving that single person some of the Omega Swap swag and allowing them to distribute that and being a presence and a light on that campus. We also look forward to move-in days. At Messiah, we're really blessed with armies of people moving things in for us on our first day of college, but that's just not the case for some other schools. And so we actually want to do that. We want to show up in a large mass, Omega Swap, and represent and make that day easier for people and let them know the benefits and the features that Omega Swap offers.
No, I think those are all very useful. I mean, I would encourage you to be as imaginative as possible. I mean, those are all things that absolutely you want to do, and they are a bit imaginative, but kind of take it to the next level.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, my question has a little bit to do with marketing and attention capturing. As a parent of a college student who drives 4 hours from central Pennsylvania to move my daughter out, it's not a day we look forward to at all. But my question really is, how are you going to use marketing to parents and students to capture their attention at the end of the semester when the focus really is getting through finals, getting those last projects done, not who can I find to buy my couch before I leave campus? So my question is, that's really a critical time for your business to capture users.
Absolutely, and that's a great point you bring up is targeting parents, because that's another thing we've talked about. Because parents experience just as much of that stress as move-in day and move-in out day. My parents, we live in the Boston area, so for them driving 6 hours to move me out just to go back to Massachusetts, that's quite a pain. And so they always ask me every year, what can you get rid of? What can't we bring back? How can you lighten our load? And so it's exactly that, and it's communicating that really well to parents ahead of time. And that's why we want to be there on move-in day, because when we see that dad struggling to bring that couch up to the 3rd floor, we can just step in and say, hey, let us help you with that. And also, by the way, at the end of the semester, you don't need to worry about this. At the end of the year, let us help you with that. Give your daughter, give your son $10. Let them register on our site and let them take care of it. Let the person who buys it move it out so you don't have to worry about that, and you can enjoy celebrating the end of that year with your child, with your son, and with your daughter.
That's great. Thank you.
Okay, we're down to one final competitor. Sapwood. Sapwood, they say, is not just a company, but it's a step in the right direction. Their mission is to inspire a sense of adventure and to create opportunity to connect with nature in everyday life, while also engaging society in a way that gives people a chance to give back to the environment. They believe that they can make a difference by donating both time and money to reforestation efforts every time they sell one of their all-natural air fresheners. Their slogan is, quite simply, see what happens with a single seed. I think I can smell the aroma in the air as we soon welcome Sapwood to the stage.
Hi, I'm Tyler Hershey with Sapwood Air Fresheners. We're an all-natural air freshener company looking to contribute to reforestation efforts all around the world.
Yeah, isn't it amazing how a man can find himself alone?
We want to make a difference. We want to get our hands dirty. We want to be part of the solution to the problem. We don't want to just say that we're offering a solution. We want to be the solution.
Yeah, isn't it amazing how
Who we are
God
is just
said
like
he
a
broke
couple college
man.
kids just trying to make a difference.
Oh, I am a difference maker. Oh, I am the only one that speaks to him, and I am the friendliest of friends of God.
I'm Josh Good.
I'm Tyler Hershey.
I'm Josh Toll, and together we are Sapwood, an all-natural air freshener company determined to make an impact around the world through our reforestation efforts.
Sapwood is not just a company, it's a step in the right direction. We plan to inspire a sense of adventure while also creating a unique opportunity for our customers to connect with nature in everyday life. Plain and simple, we're going to plant a tree for every air freshener that we sell. We currently offer a wooden car air freshener that's focused around We offer a car air freshener that is focused around all natural fragrances, and as a business, we would like to enter other air fragrance markets after the competition. The market that we're currently entering is dominated by legacy companies such as Glade, Airwick, and Little Trees. These companies offer little to no impact and have had no change in their product for the past 20 years. That is why we believe that Sapwood is in a prime position to take the market by storm.
So why would you all want to buy a Sapwood air freshener over a leading brand air freshener? We have 4 reasons why we believe these products will sell. First off, this product was designed to be the best looking car air freshener on the market. As you've probably all seen, Little Trees air fresheners, this product is better looking than any air freshener that's available. This product is also safe. It's phthalate free, which has been linked to respiratory diseases such as lung disease and asthma. This is contained in almost every car air freshener on the market. Our car air fresheners were designed with a great smell. Try them for yourself as they're being passed around the audience right now. You might even notice the aroma in the room as we're talking about this. And most importantly, Sapwood air fresheners allow the customer to give back. So how are we going to sell these Sapwood car air fresheners? Primarily, we want to push customers to our website through social media campaigns on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We also have a campaign designed for Amazon.com where we believe we can sell thousands of these units. We also have a promotional sales market where we already have 2,100 pre-orders. Secondarily, we want to get our product into retail chains such as Cabela's, REI, and Bass Pro Shops. We realize right now we aren't big enough to get into these big retail chains, and so we've developed a relationship with Kinsey's Outdoors, have a contract written out, and will be in their store next month. Last but not least, this is a product that allows you to make a statement. Sapwood air fresheners is a conversation piece. When someone comes to sit in your car, you can talk about what you're doing in partnering with Sapwood air fresheners and what they're doing to make a difference.
So why are we all here? This competition, these competitors, we all want to make a difference, and I'm sure that you do too. It's an intrinsic part of our human nature to want to give back. Sapwood provides the opportunity for us all to do that, just that. We are supporting a cause that is important. Deforestation is affecting so many lives around the world, and to just put it in perspective, at the rate that we're cutting down trees, we're not supposed to have a rainforest in 100 years. We need to act now. Sapwood plans on making a difference both locally and globally. We are currently in contact with the Sustainability Office here on campus to implement a plan to get more students involved in our efforts. We're also partnering with a company called Trees for the Future. This company knows what they're doing. They've been around for over 50 years and have been able to plant over 115 million trees. With Trees for the Future, we will be able to invest directly into developing countries to give them the tools and the training needed to plant trees while also providing a source of income. As a result, we're not just stimulating their economies, we're also reintroducing plants, animals, a biodiverse environment that they desperately need to sustain themselves. This is all so much bigger than us, which is why we need your help. Tyler's going to fill you in on the financials needed to bring Sapwood to fruition.
Currently, we're producing each Sapwood air freshener for $1.50 a unit, and we're selling them for $3.50. We did this to be able to cover our cost of planting a tree through an organization such as Trees for the Future. Based off our 3-year projections, we're confident that we're going to be profitable after only our first year in business, and we think we can scale from there. We've actually already hit our initial first-year sales projection by selling 2,100 units in our promotional market alone. With the momentum from years 1 and 2, going into year 3, we plan on selling 20,000 air fresheners and planting 20,000 trees around the world.
Upon entering the third round of competition, each team was given $250 to validate themselves as a company. So Sapwood decided to put this into full-fledged production. We purchased wood, basswood to be exact, fragrance, cord, the wooden bead that you see that goes on top of each air freshener, so that we can come before you tonight with a product that's ready for market. This product is packaged and in front of the judges now, and some of you even took advantage of the opportunity at our first offering of them before the competition. Upon winning the competition and the $5,000, Sapwood plans to return that money back into our company by fulfilling our 2,100 purchase orders that we already have, to returning a profit back into the business, establishing ourselves as an LLC, trademarking our Sapwood logo, and patenting our process for infusing wood with scent. Sapwood is also striving to be better. We want to continue to innovate, to continue to get better in everything that we do. And so we have plans to develop a sapwood candle, sapwood incense, and an in-home fragrance bowl that will contain wooden cubes that you can apply scent to. This allows us to diversify ourselves and become a more holistic company.
We're so excited at the opportunity that Sapwood brings to make a better world, and we ask you to come along with us and see what happens with a single seed. Thank you so much. Who would like to ask the first question?
I certainly don't claim to be an expert in the air freshener business, but here's the question around, if this becomes very successful, obviously there's a lot of manufacturers out there that can bang these out very, very cheaply, have huge distribution networks, and can get these out to like millions of units very, very quickly. You talked about your patents. What specifically is patentable? And how easy would it be to get around that patent? In other words, is there no patent at this point to infuse wood with any fragrance?
From our research that we have conducted, we have not found another company that is infusing wood with scent into an air freshener. There are wooden air fresheners with scent, but infusing the wood with scent has not been patented as of yet.
And that process, you believe, is patentable?
We believe it is.
Where did you come up with the name of Sapwood?
Well, sapwood is actually part of the tree. There's the heartwood, the sapwood, and then the bark. Sapwood takes the nutrients from the soil and it disperses it to the rest of the tree. And I kind of thought of it as like a metaphor for society, people, specifically, people our age bringing nutrients to society, and it's kind of a metaphor. So, yeah.
So I'm going to pick up a little bit on Mike's question. This is a commodity, right? And so if it's a commodity, the source that you're getting, the main component, in this case wood, is going to be crucial to your business. So what steps have you taken to ensure that your supplier, I think is it one supplier?
As of now.
As of now, yes.
Yeah, that supplier is going to meet your needs, particularly if you have success more than you expect, because sometimes it's the case that actually, it's hard to imagine, but quick successes can be very damaging to a business.
Yeah, so currently we're working with one supplier, Smith Lumber, out of Pennsylvania, and they are on board for our first couple thousand units, and they will stay on board for as long as they can keep up. But we've been in contact with many different suppliers that have already assured us that they would be able to keep up with our needs. And if they can't, we will be able to go to other suppliers who also offer basswood and briarwood from them.
Is that something that a supplier might have on hand, or do they have to, is there much that they have to do to manufacture it to get it into the shape? And so
Currently, yes. A lot of manufacturers have them on, or a lot of suppliers have them on hand. But as we put in more and more orders, they have to order more to fill our orders. So by working closely with our suppliers, we're able to keep them updated with how many we think we're going to sell, and then keep up with how many we actually do sell.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Wow. I am incredibly impressed by this evening's performance. All right, give it a hand. In fact, let's hear for all the teams. Why don't you guys come on back out on stage, all the teams, if you can. Okay, I want to really congratulate everybody for a job well done. Okay, now it's time for audience participation. You guys can leave the stage. Thank you. In this part of the program, you will be given an opportunity to vote for your top team. In addition, we want to give you an update on where the teams were that came here and won a year ago and where they are today. So I'd like to bring Dylan Thomas back up, my co-founder of the IVC, and he'll explain more about that. Dylan.
All right, so how about it? What a night of entrepreneurship. This is pretty cool. So I want to start by thanking Brian, because if it wasn't for Brian, I don't know that we would have an Impact Venture Challenge. Because of his commitment, yeah, please, yeah. His commitment to cultivating a culture of entrepreneurship here at Messiah College has impacted so many lives, my peers, myself. It's why I have a passion for entrepreneurship. But now it's time for you to decide who is going to be the winner of the 2016 Impact Venture Challenge. And here's how you do it. So you're going to navigate to voteivc.com on your mobile device. If prompted, indicate that you're on Messiah's campus here. So if you're not, if you're on the live stream, thanks for joining us. We'd love for you to hit no and then input your email address, and that'll help us make sure that you're not doubling up. And then it's as easy as that. You cast your vote for your favorite IVC team, and you get a thank you message. And if you need any extra information at all, you just swipe right, and there's a couple bios about the competitors. So, without further ado, this time is yours. You've got 5 to 7 minutes to post and vote and tweet and do whatever else you got to do. If you've got to use the lavatories, they're right out back, and enjoy the time. So, music, please. All right, so get your votes in. We are closing the voting. Everybody get a chance to vote. It's pretty cool that you get to be involved here. You get to kind of decide. So, well, this is a great evening, and we'd love to cap it in a pretty special way. And the Alumni and Parent Relations Office has come in big, and they've set up a mocktail. And so Jay McClymont, their director, is going to tell you a little bit about it.
Thank you, Dylan. Good evening. My name is Jay McClymont. I have the privilege of serving as the Director of Alumni and Parent Relations here at Messiah College. Thank you. I've asked the judges as they're tallying their votes and backstage they're putting together the last votes and they're writing out the checks, if I could just make a brief announcement. I'd like to invite you all to a mocktail reception that's taking place immediately following tonight's event right outside these doors on the first floor. We talk all the time to the students about the importance and the value of networking. But how often do we give students a chance to really put that into practice? Well, you need 4 things to make that happen. You need a lot of people, which we have. We have alumni, students, friends of the college, and parents here tonight. You need a great setting. What's better than Messiah's College campus here for a great networking opportunity? We need eager students. We've been teaching them all year about the value and importance of networking, and they're ready to meet you and find out what you do and how they can emulate what you do. But we also need great food. Who better than Messiah College's dining service, award-winning dining services, provide you with a late evening snack? We also need a sponsor. IAS, your Student Alumni Council, has sponsored tonight's event. I'd like to briefly talk about what is IAS and why would they put on an event like this. The Alumni Office has the privilege of hosting and working with IAS, your Student Alumni Council. You all know that we're the Messiah College Falcons, but what is IAS? IAS is a French word used to describe a falcon in its stage of development when it learns to fly before leaving its mother to exist on its own. In the same way, the IS Student Alumni Council looks to positively impact students during their time at Messiah before they move on to various future endeavors. In every event, in every project that they do, they seek to do 4 things: enhance school spirit, build class identity, establish legacy and tradition, and facilitate student and alumni interaction. Our goal tonight is to provide an opportunity for alumni, parents, and students to network and enjoy some wonderful refreshments, again, provided by Messiah's award-winning dining and catering services. So please, stick around, congratulate all of the 6 contestants, teams, and give students an opportunity to network. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jay. So, you've heard from the class of 2016, but this is the 2nd annual Impact Venture Challenge. So what about the class of 2015? Where'd that $5,000 go to that first place team? What'd they do with it? Well, we touched base, we got a little bit of content, and so you're gonna get a chance to hear from each of those teams and a special guest that's gonna have an opportunity to tell about his testimony for the impact that the IVC had in his life and on his company. So.
Hey guys, I'm Trevor and this is Skylar and we're Hometown Hope. We were the winners of the Impact Venture Challenge last year, and so just to give you a little background on our business is we take reclaimed materials such as pallets and old barn wood and really any material that people don't want anymore, and then we turn it into furniture. The idea with our business is that we will employ men who are either homeless or maybe they've been battling addiction for a while and haven't been able to hold a job for those reasons. And so they will help us build the furniture. And the vision is that just as the material we're using still has value, the lives of these men still have great value.
So right after the competition last year, we obviously were really excited. We hit the ground running. We both started by taking off 2 days from our full-time job and devoting them completely to Hometown Hope. We released a few new products on our line and right away got into a local store.
We very much desire to employ these men full-time and to be able to help them as soon as they get out of the mission, to give them a job and a place to work. We very much are passionate about this business and are excited to see it continue to succeed.
Hi, I'm Kieran Musa. I'm a member of the Energy Monitoring and Management System Project.
Hi, I'm Tom Austin. I'm the project manager for the Energy Monitoring Management Project.
Our project is an energy meter that helps to regulate and monitor energy, which is extremely crucial for areas that have a limited supply of energy. And as our meter has progressed, the need for it has also progressed as well. So we've gotten requests from various clientele for our product.
Since the IVC, we were awarded $3,000 to help progress our project. And the use of those funds we've set aside to help with our marketing and exploration of clients and being able to expand the project and turn it into a profit-making venture. I was able to use the funds to go out to the IEEE Smart Village Conference in Denver, Colorado, where I made a lot of good contacts. I got to work with individuals that are core as a part of that system, building the relationships that are required to explore what we can do with this. Even now, I'm going to meet with an individual from Arizona State University who's working with solar systems, and we're going to see if we can partner with him, and this contact was made through that summer conference.
Soak and Serve at first was just a little idea that me and a couple friends had in our dorm room. We were all surfers and we had this angst, this feeling that we wanted to get out and use that passion, that interest that we had for a different purpose.
I wasn't really sure what to expect. I knew I was coming on with a bunch of guys. And I knew that would be kind of fun, but that's pretty much as far as I knew. I just kind of signed my name down and was tagging along. I didn't expect at all what was going to happen along the way, and it's been an awesome ride so far.
It's not like there's a defined ministry area that we're working towards, but every day is a day of ministry. Every day, even in the water, wherever we go, it's just been amazing. We've just been able to impact cultures and just be able to just influence the atmosphere that we're around.
I'm really excited about the future for Surf and Serve, and the past has been a whirlwind. We've gone through a lot of pivot points and learned so much about how to be effective and latch on to that interest that people have for surfing and use that as an opportunity for something greater.
Van Winkle, you just saw me on there. I was asked to speak tonight about what happens after the IVC. Does the IVC breed success? Is this a real thing? Are we handing out money for nothing? In fact, the IVC creates completely tangible results, and Surf and Serve has been a testament to that. Like I said, we started as an idea in our dorm room, just, we're all surfers and we're sitting around here and we want to do something about it. We want to create service opportunities. And then after the IVC up to this point, we're a 501c3 registered nonprofit who operates locally and globally, running service trips and events. This was a great night for me. I remember being on this stage last year, just with such heightened feelings of nerve and anticipation and excitement, and I'm sure all the participants here can relate to that this year. But what's so cool about the IVC is all those participants now know their business and their passion like the back of their hand, more so on an intimate level than they ever did before. And that was so true for Surf and Serve. Up until the Impact Venture Challenge, we knew what we were doing and we knew why we wanted to do it. But the Impact Venture Challenge forced us to create excellence. It forced us to know our business plan, to know how to pitch, to know how to answer questions, and to know really why we're doing what we're doing and where we're going. Since the IVC, like I mentioned before, we were able to use some of the earnings to invest in becoming a 501c3 nonprofit, which has been huge for the success of Surf and Serve and where we've come to, because like I said before that, we were just a bunch of guys who said we did stuff, and now we're, credible and liable and all those things. So we were able to take our third service trip to Panama, where we were able to connect with the community we've met there and minister to our participants, which is one of our main goals, and it's really exciting. So, that's really the goal of IVC, is those participants and those people that these companies can serve in the future. If they were able to do that and they were able to become real, then IVC would be a success, our community would be a success, and more social, impact-minded people would be entering our business community, which is something that we really need and would be, great for our world. So thank you all for coming out and supporting that tonight. It means a lot, and yeah, thank you guys.
Well, the votes are in. We had 763 people vote. So, and I'm gonna invite the guys behind the mobile app experience, Mark Ferris, Tom Stetson, and Brett Levengood, my senior capstone computer science majors. Come on stage, guys, real quick. And they are the brain trust behind the mobile app experience. I'm really proud of all these guys. They were on the line. It was either an A or an F tonight. So they were pretty happy with the outcome. Thanks, guys. Great stuff. Thank you. Well, we're at that final moment, and in order to do so, I want to introduce our Messiah College president, Kim Phipps, to you. We all know that the business of higher education has been under major pressure since the economic crisis of 2008 and 2009. Christian higher ed institutions in particular are under further attack due to many of the cultural issues facing our society today. The ability to be agile and responsive in the face of changing market demographics, explosive cultural issues, disruptive technology, competitors, and legacy business processes and bureaucracy is among the most difficult places and conditions to innovate. These conditions require an entrepreneurial culture and that are very difficult to come to grips with. And in the spirit of these environments, I can tell you, under the leadership of President Kim Phipps, not only did Messiah College survive the storm, but it has become a beacon on a hill. Many colleges and universities, including secular institutions, seek to emulate. President Phipps has been an incredible supporter of the Impact Venture Challenge and the entrepreneurial spirit you sense on this community. I'm honored to call Kim a mentor, a friend, and colleague. Dr. Kim Phipps.
Well, it is game day, and we certainly have winners, but we are in overtime, so I will spare you a lengthy presidential remarks. But I do want to generally say thank you to all of you who are here, friends who've supported your fellow students here this evening, to parents and other family members. Thank you for being here and for being a part of our Messiah community. And especially I want to acknowledge and thank mentors from the community, business folks and others who've been a part of this process for months and have really provided excellent educational opportunities for our students, to judges who've spent the day with us. They've invested their time, they've shared their wisdom, thank you. And especially, of course, to members of the organizing committee. It's a great night, and now it is time to reveal the winners. So I would invite the judges to please reveal the third place winner.
The third place winner tonight is Omega Swap.
All right, let's give it up for Omega Swap.
Things about this group. Their energy and their passion by the students, for the students, really is to be applauded. You're going to make a great impact, changing the view of consumerism, making an impact in the world. So great job, continue, and we wish you all the success in your swap swag.
Great job. Thanks so much. Congratulations, it's great. All right. And now, will the judges please reveal the second place winner?
Sapwood.
As their first act of service, they're going to take some of those air fresheners to the weight room tonight. Thanks, guys. We all appreciate that.
So I don't know how I can top that, but I just wanted to say something. for those guys. So I think it takes imagination and courage to look at a very common product and make it something that's attractive and something that's useful. And those guys have done that. And I was just impressed also by how they brought the product to the market. I mean, I think companies can work on this for years and never get this far and never get 2,100 orders. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dean, for those comments. That's great. And then finally, will the judges please reveal the first place winner of the second Impact Venture Challenge?
Well, the ability to multiply the impact of people around the world who are serving Christ is why Accounting Beyond Borders is our first place winner.
Great job, guys.
So thank you all for joining us for the 2016 Impact Venture Challenge. What a wonderful night. Please join us for the mocktail right outside. Thanks for coming.